All right, our next matchup in JSL Evolutions Division Week Number 1, Group D, is going to be MaruAmoriani versus Kingshivi. Kingshivi, and I don't know what races they're going to be. We're going to see as we get into map number 1. Map number 1 is going to be Golden Wall as per the format of the tournament. First map in week 1 is Golden Wall. Second map picked by the loser, and so on. So no vetoes this week. You're forced to be prepared on all the maps. So super excited. Let's get in to map number 1. Maybe. It's hard because it logs you out each game. The old replays, man. But that's going to happen. All right, map number 1, Kingshivi versus Maru. Let's do it. Spawning. In the bottom left-hand corner, representing the Pigpan clan tag, we've got the purple Terran player. It's MaruAmoriani. Close personal friend. And in the bottom right-hand corner, a man close to my heart, a Zerg. From one of the Legion clans, it looks like. We've got the Zerg player. It's Shivi. What is the plan going to be from these two players? What kind of growth has MaruAmoriani had since I casted him in a Platinum tournament? I'm looking forward to seeing what his strategy is going to be. Meanwhile, Shivi, are you an honorable macro Zerg player, or do you have some shenanigans planned for us? Let's find out. Gonna go ahead and open up with 16 hatch, very standard, nothing, no early pools or shenanigans so far. Meanwhile, MaruAmoriani is going to throw down the racks before the gas, not looking to get into that quick factory. What do they have in store for us? I'm watching that production tab. I'm waiting to see when the left turn is coming. No way these players both play standard. This is amateur. Let me fix the stream title. Moriani versus Shivi. Stream title fix. Back to what I was doing. Pools on the way. I don't seem to have missed much. Shivi not opting to stash the drone up near his third. May run into some trouble when he goes to take his third base. We'll see. Maru is sending that SCV across the map, looking to get a nice little scout. Looking to confirm no 12 pool, no early Zerg aggression, and that's exactly what he's going to see. Sees the finished hatchery and not even going to go into the main base. He's seen enough. That SCV's headed back home. Reaper is being sent in his place. First Overlord arrives to see everything looking in order. Has he seen the second hatchery yet? That's probably what he wants to confirm. Or the second MCC? Nope. He's going to head to his Overlord perch, not looking to get picked off by this Marine. Second SCV will be done soon. Zergling speed on the way. We've got the factory going to be finished as well, and our first add-on's a reactor. I expect to see the factory swap onto the reactor, all very standard stuff that you expect to see. Reaper pokes forward, tries to see if he can get a little damage done. Pulling the drones, a bit of possibly an overreaction here from Shivi. Shivi trying to get a third base out. Is he going to be able to sneak by? Oh, look at the sneaky Shivi. Going to snag the forward gold base. This gold base very exposed from the back. Really hard to defend from things like Liberators, but going straight for it, and he's going to get the Reaper. Maru focused on his macro as he should be, but losing the Reaper leaves him very blind to what could be coming. Overlord speed being added on for Shivi. He wants the ability to get all of the scouting information. A Baneling nest coming up as well. No Roach Warren. Maru adding on the Hellions. Starport's finished. Nothing producing yet. It's going to be Hellion Liberator. Very standard. If you watched the last series, then you'll know. If you watch the last series, you'll know I talked about how it's just a standard look. You take the Hellions, you pressure on one side, you bring the Liberator, you pressure on the other. What I really like, the Liberator, I think, is going to have an opportunity to just absolutely wreak havoc if it stays alive, because this third base is so exposed on this backside. Drones and more drones are on the menu for Shivi. He's following that rule of one. Oh, never mind. He is not following the rule of one gas. So Shivi gonna have a lot of gas. I think he assumes. I think the idea for Shivi is gonna be, once he gets this gold base mining, the gold base will have so much extra income that he'll need the earlier gas. We'll see if that's how it actually ends up working out. Hellions headed towards the north side, heading east, looking to get into position to pressure. Meanwhile, on the south side, we've got our Liberator. Let's see if he opts to... Does he know about this base? MaruAmoriani does not know about the gold base, and that's going to be some information I think he's going to wish he had. Third base being added in the wall for Maru. Expanding, looking to continue on with this game, even if he doesn't get the deadly damage that everyone knows you can count on from this first push. Alright, Hellions into the natural. 3 drones, 4 drones have already fallen. This Liberator in the main doing absolutely good work. Hellions jumping on top of the drone line here in the nat. 10 drones have fallen already. Queens are tickling away at the Hellions, but as the Lings arrive, the necessary firepower is here to deal with the Hellions. However, the Queen in the main base did not get off. Oh, Queen in the main base actually did get off so easy. He got it in the right position. Shivi able to deal with this push, but losing 19 drones. Maru definitely getting the damage he needs to make it worth it. Shivi's gamble on the gold base is going to be his way back into this game. It hasn't been spotted yet. You can't abuse it if you haven't spotted it. So, yeah, this is going to be a lot more income than he has any right having, considering how many drones he lost. Quickly trying to replace the drones, going up to 11 on the production tab, really just holding down that D key. Also adding on a few Lings and a Spire back on the other side of the map. Bio tank is going to be the play. We've already got Stim finished. Combat Shield is being added on. The reactor's coming on the starport. Soon he'll be pumping out those medevacs 2 at a time. +1/+1 on the way. MaruAmoriani needs to start an armory. The time is ticking to start that armory to make sure you can go into +2 upgrades on time. But he looks like he's in a good position right now. He's going to be able to get his third base established. He's got a worker lead, 51-39, because of how much worker damage he was able to get. And he's looking to take a gold base for himself. He still doesn't know about the gold base for his opponent. If you're a Terran player, you really need to know where you're... You know the Zerg is expanded. You really should be checking where. Income tab, very even considering the worker lead for Terran. Terran's got mules, so if Terran's in a worker lead, they should be way ahead. But that gold base, really the difference right now. 7 Mutalisks popping out here for Shivi. Nothing really to deal with the Mutalisks. Bio will do very good against the Mutas, but there's nothing in the main base to deal with it. 5 more racks being added on, so this just absolutely looking to scale up this Bio production. Here comes some Zerglings, beelining it past the wall, jumping on a vulnerable tank. Getting this around on this tank. Bio, oh, you gotta finish the tank! He doesn't finish the tank! He does go into the main base. He's looking to get some worker damage of his own, but he's just thrown away a lot of army units for 4 SCVs. 4 SCVs, and even if you get the tank, I'm not sure that's worth it. Mutas arrive, and they are able to get some harassment at the third base for MaruAmoriani. The Mutalisk play has been revealed. If you see, he started the armory too late, and the Lings were able to delay the armory even more, so that's going to delay the +2 upgrades. Mutalisks headed into the main base. They are going to be able to jump on this mineral line before that missile turret finishes, and now the worker count, the worker damage is starting to look a bit better now. 16 workers and counting. MaruAmoriani, if you look at the mini-map, is moving out for a counterattack of his own, but these Mutalisks are just raining havoc uncontested. Marines are good at dealing with them, but they're popping out 1 or 2 at a time. And here we go. Tank push moving on to the front lines, trying to get on top of these Banelings before they finish morphing. 1 spine here, but will 1 spine be enough? None of those Banelings getting effective hits. The Mutalisks are coming home, but they can't deal with this amount of bio. Jumping on top of this third base. Gonna go ahead and take out some drones. 5 drones down so far. This base is not long for this world. And right now, Shivi, sitting on 1,000 minerals in the bank, is definitely going to be wishing he had taken a 4th expansion to the north. We're past the point of the game where that should have been done. A very overstimmed army moving into a vulnerable position here. Low energy medevacs trying like hell to keep him alive. Lucky for those Marines, they get on top of the morphing banelings. GG is called. Maru takes game number 1 and a 1-0 lead in this series. Well done by MaruAmoriani. Able to get the necessary damage done with his Hellion Liberator pressure, and boy oh boy did that work out for him. Just so many workers fell, trying desperately to replace the workers lost, but Zerg was in a lot of trouble. The gamble of the gold base paid off for a while, but once that gold base was in his sights, no backup plan had been started. There wasn't another base. Wasn't able to pull it back. Let's see if he's able to in map number 2. Let's get into it. We're going to see the map in just a second. Submarine will be map number 2. Submarine LE. Spawning in the top left-hand corner from the Pigpan clan, looking to take the 2-0. It's MaruAmoriani. And in the bottom right-hand corner from Legion, we have the Blue Zerg. It's Shivi. So, game number 1, we had Biotank, and we had Lingbane Muta. Very, very common matchup that you're going to see in ZVT. The damage was too much on the early economic damage that Shivi took from Maru's pressure proved to be too much for Shivi to come back from. Let's see if he makes some adjustments, or let's see if Maru goes completely off the rails, maybe goes for a different game plan that doesn't execute as well. We might have a map number 3. If Maru's able to execute the way he did in game number 1, he will be able to take the 2-0 in week 1 of GSL Group D. What do we have here? Not a lot to talk about just yet. Overlord coming to scout. I would argue that MaruAmoriani is late on his SCV scout. I think you're supposed to send the SCV as your 16th or 17th. Your 16th or 17th SCV across the map to scout. I think if he may be a little vulnerable to 12 pool action, but luckily for him, Shivi not breaking it out. He's saying 19 scout is fine. I honestly am not the one to ask about the smaller details of Terran. I know I sent it a little earlier, but he is going to see the timing of the hatch, which is good. He doesn't bother to go up into the main base because he's going to see that the hatch is so close to finished. Very confident that there's nothing going on behind it. I think that the downside to the way he scouts is if he sees... Okay, so he's going to know it's a 12 pool, which is good, but he's not going to know the variety of 12 pool. But you know what? This is Terran, so... And it doesn't matter as much for Terran as it does for some of the other matchups. A lot of Lings coming out. More Lings than you'd expect to see on the production tab. 4 more coming. Or we're going to have 8 Lings start. So that's a little interesting. 4 Lings are going to head towards the third base to chase this Reaper off. 4 Lings is what you expect to see if you're MaruAmoriani. You don't expect to see more, and so far, Shivi doing a good job of hiding the extra Lings. Does he have a plan for them? Maybe they were an accident. He's going into a second gas very early again, so maybe he's got some early aggression plan. This, I have to wonder why the early gas, and there's the answer. It's the Roachhorn. This is going to be early pressure. These extra Zerglings were not on accident. 5 more drones on the production tab, but after that, I'd expect to see Shivi gearing up for some sort of aggressive push. Hellions coming out. Tech Lab on the racks. Zerglings arrive, and they're going to get on top of these Hellions. Oh, looking for the surround, but they're not going to get it. They will be able to get up into the main base, which I think seems a bit scarier than it is. Those are very battered and bruised Zerglings. They do take out one of the two Hellions. They leave another Hellion in red health. Let's see if it gets repaired. And they get 0 SCVs. So not what he was looking for so far. 8 more Zerglings and 3 Roaches coming up to follow this. A Liberator coming as well. MaruAmoriani doing things very similar to what he went for in game number 1, while Kingshivi has thrown that playbook out the window. He has Roach speed on the way. More Roaches are coming. He's got Spores, which are going to be good for the Liberator pressure. Learned a bit of a lesson there. The Liberator could be good defense at home. These Zerglings a little ahead of the party. Maybe they were looking to see if they had a window to get some damage done, but there was no window there. There's too many Hellions. Hellions are going to have a lot of trouble against these Roaches who are joining the party on the front line. MaruAmoriani adding that 3rd base against a 2-base Zerg. Maybe not how you want to spend the money at this junction. Roaches get on top of the Hellions. 2 Hellions go down. A 3rd Hellion goes down. The 2 remaining Hellions come back to join the fight. They will thin out the Zergling numbers, but they will all pay with their lives. 3 Ravagers on the front door. This Liberator is... If he's going to hold it, it's this Liberator is going to do work. Maru looking to expand his barracks count. Ravagers moving on up. I would like to see those Biles maybe on top of that Liberator, and that is going to be the plan. 3 Biles land. Down goes the Liberator. Tries to unsiege it, but not quick enough, and here we go. Parade pushing across the map. 6 more Roaches on the production tab. This is the moment Kingshivi has been waiting for. The Zerg all-in is hitting. He is getting his ducks in a row at home. Before moving in, Maru misses the cancel on the very expensive CC. The ramp is going to be the last point of defense. 3 Biles landing on the tank. The defending tank is down. There is not enough production here. I think we're headed to a map number 3. Breaking through the wall. Idle workers waiting for the slaughter. Down fall the corrosive Biles from above, and down go the workers. 15 so far, but the numbers are continuing to grow. We're up over 20. This worker damage is substantial. The all-in gets the necessary damage. Kingshivi forces a map number 3. Well done. So earlier I was talking about how I think it's really unusual, and if you're watching this on the YouTubes, you want to go catch up on the Farah series. Farah was a Terran player, and in that series there was a push against him from Wizard, the Zerg player, where Wizard made just a few Roaches and went and harassed a little, and I made some comments about how if you see me put a Roach Warren down that early, I'm throwing everything across the map. I'm coming for you. And that was more what I had in mind. I will say, there's a tell for that build, and the tell would be the fact that he only had 2 bases as a Zerg player and didn't really seem interested in taking a 3rd base. It's a little suspicious, but Kingshivi was able to keep the pressure on that side of the map and not allow Maru to really get across and get that information. Let's get into map number 3 and see who takes this series. We're tied 1-1. The Zerg tying the series with the all-in Roach build. We'll see what we get into next. Spawning in the top right-hand corner, looking to repeat the results from game number 1 and forget game number 2 ever happened. It's the Terran player, MaruAmoriani. And in the bottom left-hand corner, from the Legion clan, I assume LGN TDS, I know Legion's got a bunch of clan tags, please yell at me if that's not Legion. From the Legion clan, it's the Zerg player, Kingshivi. Alright, I gotta think at this point, we've seen 2 games from these players. Yep, that's the answer to my question. In map number 1, MaruAmoriani, and at map number 2, Maru played the game the same way both games. Remember, this is Maru's map choice for Everdream, so he chose this map. He must have some sort of plan. Shivi breaking out the very early pool in gas, looking to get back to the well of aggression, and this is significantly more aggressive than what he went for last time. And you know what's great? You know what's great? Last game I commented that Maru's SCV scout didn't come on time, and now watch him just hold like a boss, get all the information he wants, and then he's going to show me that he knows more about Terran than me, that his SCV scout is fine. That's my prediction for this game. Shivi being super aggressive, though. We're going to see if there's going to be some adjustment needed from Maru's game plan to hold this pressure if executed right. Reaper fast expand for MaruAmoriani. This is what you're... Ooh, what are these guys doing? Oh, nothing special. Just accidentally pulled 2 instead of 1. I was like, that would be a really late proxy Rex if they were both going across the map. That would be weird. But nope, no weirdness coming out right now. Maru like a robot. His builds are so tight. The only way to take down a player in Diamond with builds as tight as MaruAmoriani is to throw him off balance. And that is exactly what Shivi had in mind. Now, Maru is able to scout what's going on. I like that he keeps... When he saw that the timing on the hatch was a bit later, he did decide to go up into the main base and take a look around instead of just going home. So I like that adjustment. A Baneling Nest is going to be added on. So we got a Bane bust, folks. I like Roach Ling. I like Ravager Ling all-ins better than Baneling busts, and especially against Terran. But we're going to see if the Bane bust gets the damage. MaruAmoriani knows pressure is coming. He knows that this Zerg player has cheeky plans, but so far has made no changes to his plan. Adding on the starport, adding on the reactor, flopping the add-ons. Oop. What is that sound? That was weird. What is going on? Weird. Anyways, yeah, no bunker is my comment as well. No bunker is an interesting choice here for MaruAmoriani, but I don't know, he's a confident young lad, man. I gotta think he has something planned. He scouted what was coming, and if he decided not to put a bunker, well, maybe no bunker's fine. Banelings morphing on the front door. There's going to be plenty of Banelings to break through that reactor as long as they don't get picked off by the Hellions before they get there. Not a lot of Lings to back this up. Oof, leaving 4 Banelings behind. 4 Banelings enough to break through the wall. Not enough to break through the wall. Interesting that he decided to go with only 4 Banelings. There's just not enough supporting cast here. A nice repair by this SCV is going to keep this wall up and running, and I think Shivi may have blown his load a little too early there, throwing some units away without any real damage, and also betraying that this is a Bane bust. Yeah, 5 to break the wall is correct. I usually bring more than I need on a Bane bust because I'm afraid that they're gonna kill a couple. Yeah, a little bit of a disjointed Bane bust here is going to give Maru some nice momentum. Now, will the wall be able to withstand, though? It's held so far, but as this last Bane comes in, the wall will break down, and now Maru's looking a little less okay here. He definitely got some time bought for him. Zerglings jump on top of these Hellions and get a nice surround. Get a nice surround, maybe, maybe not. Nice kiting out of the Hellions to really buy a lot of time, but... Ugh. Morphing Banelings in the main base. We've got way more Zerglings on the production tab, so more Zerglings will be joining the fray. And 14, 15 workers are down so far. I think that this might work. It was disjointed at the start, but the Bane Buzz proves to be enough. Shivi taking the series 2-1. Well played. I think it would have been really clean if it was a little fumbled at the beginning, but all in all, well done. And that'll tie it up for Shivi versus MaruAmoriani. Week 1, Shivi taking it in the 3-game series. Well played. We're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with our next series of JSL Evolutions, Week 1, Group D.